Hey, what's up guys, it's HoveringBanana, and welcome to part 1 of my new trading series, where I'm going to be trading from some Crimson Vaults all the way up to some White Zombas. For those of you that are new, this is almost like season 3 of our trading series. For the first one, I traded from a Player's Choice crate up to a Hexed, and then we traded that Hexed all the way up to some Crimson Vaults. So now we are going to go for some White Zombas, and then maybe the Beta Nugget, and then the Alpha Cap. Here on PC, the Crimson Vaults are going for about 40 keys at the moment, and White Zombas are like 110 if I'm not mistaken. So we should have a long and fun journey ahead of us. So these Crimson Vaults were actually quite a pain to sell. If you remember from the previous episode, I had quite a lot of items in my inventory, but I ended up giving them all away because I just wanted to trade with the Crimson Vaults. And trying to find a good offer on these was like a huge challenge for me. I was posting ads every so often for a few hours, but I was just getting tons of invites from people giving me like horrible offers. Here and there I'd get like an average or a fair offer, but obviously we don't want to take one of those, especially the first one in the series. But I just had to push through, and eventually I managed to get a good deal. Now you might see that my name's a bit different from usual. I had like 1 or 2 people invite me to do a trade, but I think they just wanted to be in the video. And in the previous episode, a guy did a trade with me and he wanted to give me extra stuff because he knew me. So I just decided to change my name because I feel those things kind of like take away from the series. But back to the trade. After some haggling, we eventually settled on this deal. The black market decals are worth about 36 keys, the Endo 4 keys. The Sky and Pink Wildcat ears about 1.5 each. They're both pretty good colors. You maybe could get 2 keys each for them. The Forest Wildcat ears about 1 key, maybe 1.5, and just not as popular of a color as the other 2. And then finally some Sky Spider wheels. Those I'd say is about 1 key. So in total we're looking at about 45 keys and items for the Crimson Vaults. And I was just so happy that I could move on to other items. And our next trade is from RocketLeague.com, as are most of the trades in today's video. And I mentioned in like one of the previous episodes that I've just been having a lot of success with this website, and it's just been really easy for me to trade on there. So this guy really wanted my Parallax, and his offer was 6 keys plus ads. And then we quickly fly through the ads. About 1 key for the Breakout Type S, 0.75 for the FSL, 0.75 for the MK2, the Hiwa and the Super RXT. Not very popular decals, so about 0.25 together. Then we got the GT Unmasked, popular car, not a bad decal either, about 0.25. Then we got the Falco wheels and the Almas wheels, both very unpopular wheels, so together let's say 0.5. Then we got the Crimson Stern, and Crimson's a very popular color. The Stern's alright, so about 1 key there. Then we got the Breakout Vector, looks good, decent car, and it's new, so about 0.5. And then the Octane Snakeskin, very popular car, looks good, also about 0.5. So in total we're looking at around 11 keys for the Parallax, maybe 11.5, so that's not too shabby. Next up I got an offer on my Tora decal. So something to keep in mind with the Tora, the Hex, the Endo, even the Crimson Vaults. They're all going down in value a bit more than expected. So if you have one of those, you generally want to focus on trading those first. Because let's say I hold on to my Tora, decided to only maybe trade it next week, and then I see, okay, now it's only 7 keys. I've just made a loss of 2 keys. But let's go back to the trade. I got offered 7 keys and grey septums for my Tora, and I was able to squeeze out an extra MG88. Now I had to do a search what the grey septums were going for, and I only managed to find one person that bought one in like the past 24 hours or so, and he paid 4 keys for them. And I'm not really too surprised because grey wheels have quite a bad stigma attached to them. But I decided to take a gamble on this trade. I thought maybe I can try get 3 keys for the grey septums. And they actually look surprisingly good in my opinion. Like they look white to me. And then we got the MG88 for the Octane. Like I've said, it's a very popular car. And it's also a popular decal. So I would say this is easy 25 cents. Maybe I can get like 50 for it. So just over 1 key profit for this trade. Next up I got invited for my Hexed, and I was just posting ads that I was looking for offers, and a guy offered me a Heatwave plus ads. Now a Heatwave is about 1 key less than the Hexed. The 4 turbo crates are worth about 2 keys, and we got the Voltiac wheels about 75 cents. the Guardian Xeno Splash worth about 0.5, maybe 0.75, and then the 2 extra crates worth about 20 cents. So we're looking at about 2.5 keys profit from this trade. For the next trade, I had a search on RL Trades, and I was trying to see what people were offering for the Endo. I came across a guy offering a Labyrinth for one, and I decided to take that deal because I think the Labyrinth is worth about 1 key more, and the Endo is also dropping in price, so I'd say the Labyrinth is a bit more stable as well. For the next trade, I had an ad trying to sell my 4 turbo crates for 2 keys, and yeah, a guy invited me for that deal. But I just want to be a bit careful with turbos at the moment. They're definitely dropping, so I think 2 to 1 is going to become a bit difficult to get right now. For the next trade, I managed to snipe a deal on RL Trades and get a Hexed for my Heatwave, so an easy 1 key profit there. Next up, a guy invited me and he wanted my forest green wildcat ears. When I got into the party, I could see he had a very green car, so I could tell that he really wanted these ears, and after a bit of haggling we settled on 2 FSL wheels. Those are worth about 1.5, then a turbo crate, that's worth about 0.5, and then 6 extra crates, those are worth about 60 cents. So in total we're looking at about 1.5 keys profit here. So moving on, in the previous episodes you might have seen me trade items for turbo crates or items for furry paints, and then I'd exchange those other items and get keys with them. So I decided to do this as well with Dom GTs, an item with which I've had a lot of success selling. So I just threw up an ad trying to sell my items 1-to-1 with Dom GTs, and a guy invited me for one of those trades. He wanted my FSL wheels, so I'd say that's an easy 50 cents profit there. Next up, I managed to find a crazy deal on my Hexed. He was offering 11 keys plus 22 additional items. Now I value all those items worth about 15 keys, so his offer is about 26 to my 18, that's 8 keys profit. But now we're definitely going to have to put in a lot of work trying to clean out this inventory, try to trim it down a bit because we're sitting on like a crap ton of items. Okay, next up I got an invite for my Labyrinth and the guy offered me 24 crates. We got 6 turbos, those should be about 3 keys, and then the 18 other crates we should be able to get 2 keys for those. So that's 5 keys, and that's nothing really spectacular for the Labyrinth. I was initially trying to get 5 pure keys for it, but no one was biting, so I figured I'd be able to get 5 easier with the crates. Next up, nothing really special with this ad. I'm trading my Type S for Dom GT, and that's from the previous advert I showed you, and that's just about 25 cents profit, yeah. Next trade, pretty much the same deal. This time it's for my spider wheels for the Dom GT. And while we're not making much profit off these like little trades, it only takes me like 2 minutes to post the ad, 30 seconds to do the trade, and the items that we get out in the end, be it a turbo crate, a furry, or now the Dom GT, they've all been a lot easier to sell. Next up, I was trying to clean out my inventory, so I thought the easiest bet would be to take a screenshot of some of my items and just go to Discord and post on all the servers there that I was looking for offers or keys. Now the dream here would be to like sell 10 or 20 of them, get one huge item, maybe something like a Heatwave or a Hexed, without having to overpay too much. But no such luck yet. The first offer I got was for my Zomba wheels and a guy offered me 1 key, so I just quickly did that trade. Next up, through a search, I managed to find a guy that was buying both the pink and the sky blue wildcat ears for 2 keys each. Now I initially valued them at 1.5 and I said maybe you could get 2, so that's a pretty solid deal from that guy. But when I invited him, he said he only had 3 keys left and he'd do that for the 2. However, I wasn't really too keen on that. I would have been much happier with 2 each. So I told him I'll just sell him 1 pair for 2 keys, and he agreed on that deal. He also didn't actually specify which one he wanted, so I decided to give him the pink ones, because I value the sky slightly more. Next up, I got another message on Discord. This time a guy was interested in my crimson stern wheels. He initially offered me a white beret and orange Neptune wheels. Now I'd definitely be interested in the white beret. Berets are a very popular topper and white is the best color for them. But I wasn't too keen on the orange Neptune wheel, so I asked if he could do something different. And I ended up going for the white beret plus 6 crates. The white beret I should be able to get 1 key for, and those 6 crates about 60 cents, so not too bad in my opinion. And on to our final trade for today's video. Another guy on Discord messaged me, and he was interested in my septum wheels. He first asked if they were white, but I told him that they're grey. And he seemed a bit disappointed, so I ended up showing him a picture of them, and I think that really helped to win him over. Once he saw that picture, he was interested, and asked me for a price, and I said 3k, and he was down to do that trade. So our little gamble on the grey septums ended up working out. But that is where I'm going to end today's video, guys. We've made some pretty good profit from the Crimson Vaults. I would say the inventory is up to about 63 to 64 keys. But we definitely have too many items, so for the next episode I'm probably going to have to try clean that out. Just a quick reminder that there's 1 day left on my Heatwave giveaway. It's going to end tomorrow, the 27th of April. I'll leave a link for you guys down in the description. And thank you guys for watching. Peace.